What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Casual Gamer channel. So, real quick, we're playing a very different game than I'm normally used to playing on the channel. And that's because in the real world, I am a firefighter and I hurt my shoulder while at work. So, I'm in a sling and not able to use a full mouse and keyboard. So, I'm using my right arm, and this is how I'm able to control all this. So, we're going to be playing a different game, one that I really like to do. It's a mobile game, so I can use one hand, and I can also play on my phone when I'm kind of chilling. So this is Raid Shadow Legends. It is a gotcha game, but we're going to be doing a free to play series. So with this, um, we're not going to be spending any money, obviously, with the name free to play. So a couple tips that I got right off the bat is, honestly, this is one of those games where you gotta just have fun with it. You know, try and take your time, and that's real important, just because I've played this game a lot where I've tried to rush myself and get through things, and it's just made the game not fun for me. I've really missed out on a lot of the things that this game can offer. It is a champion chase kind of game. So by that I mean there's a lot of different champions in here, and basically you're going to try and get as many of them as possible. And I do like the fact that it's all random. I do like the RPG aspect of it, where you don't know who you're going to get. And what that's basically going to do is just make it to where there's more than one answer as far as beating some of the content and everything. So we're going to have to come up with different ways of playing to be ordered to continue to progress in the game. So I really like that aspect. If you guys like kind of being able to, like, almost like a puzzle piece type of thing, like you got to figure out who's going to work and who's not going to work and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this is going to be a fun game for you to play. So with that, I hate all the little red dots, so I went through and did some of that stuff. So if you're new to the game, you probably don't know what I just did, but if you're not new to the game, you just saw all the champions that I do have. So these are the champions that I have. My starter that you get to pick, there's four of them that you can pick from. I chose Kale because I like the poison aspect of him. There's other ones, Elhain, Gaelic, and then Aethel. So all those are, I mean, it doesn't really matter who you pick. They're all pretty decent. Um, I went with Kale because the last few playthroughs that I had, I did not pick him purposely, so I kind of missed having him. So I went with him on this playthrough. And then if you go to the Hell Hades website, there's promo codes for new players and everything. And I was able to pick up a Deliana. So never had her before, so this will be a fun experience too. But that's how I have her, just so that way you guys are aware. And that's just with a promo code that you can get on that site. So you throw that in there, you definitely get some stuff that are put into your inbox here. So right off the bat, kind of what my goals are right now on day one, because this is day one. So we got some coin there, some silver, so that's good. We're only level 7, so I just pretty much got through the little bit of the tutorial. We beat Karok Castle. We could collect some more silver there, and we're on to Sewers of Arnok. So with this, I'm going to be going through and trying to beat as much of campaign as I possibly can. Now, what I'm going to do is try and throw on, let's see, do we have any more gear? We do have a little bit more, so we can get some more attack on for him just for now, just to have some stuff. So with gear and everything, just so you guys are aware, there's a main stat here. So the top 3 are always the same for the main stat. Weapon is attack, helmet is HP, and shield is defense. Now, if there are standard pieces like this one, it's just going to have the main stat. There's no substats. Now, when you level this piece up to 4, I'll show you. Not equip, upgrade. 4, 8, 12, and 16, you'll get some new substats. Now, if you get into like these rare shields, epic shields, and then there's even legendary artifacts. That's what these are all called, artifacts. You'll have substats. The higher the rarity, the more substats you'll have available to you. And when you have substats already there, when you level them up, you have a chance to land in one of the already established substat and it will increase it. So this one landed on 4 in crit rate, so this went up in stats. So all of these things are really, really important for your champions to be able to actually do well. You're going to want to have artifacts on them. It really makes them stronger. So with that, the bottom row here, I'll show you. There's not a set main stat. Now some of them will have, let's see, like this one, a flat HP. There's basically what we would call flat stats versus this one is a percentage. So that's going to be something that's really important. Get rid of all this crap. You don't want anything that has these lower ones here with a primary stat of a flat HP, attack, or defense. Just get rid of it. So I'm filtering it, so it's going to show me all the different pieces that I have in the bottom row with flat pieces. Accuracy, resistance, speed, that's all fine. But this stuff over here, HP, attack, and defense, we want to get rid of that. Now, some people will say, well, in the beginning, the flat stat is actually better than the percentage. However, I don't think that it's really worth me investing any silver in, because silver is just such a hard resource to have, especially in a free to play. So we're going to want to play smart with that. Also, in the very beginning, there's really no reason to have any 1 or 2 star pieces of anything. We're going to get rid of whatever those are. Get rid of it. We want 3 and 4 star gear. Right now, it's really early game, so it's going to be a little bit harder to come by some of this stuff. However, 1 and 2 star, unless you're trying to fulfill like a mission or something like that, and we'll get into that a little bit. That was an awesome roll into speed. Speed is king in this game. You're really not going to want to deal with 1 or 2 star pieces. We're going to go ahead and keep upgrading this stuff. And the reason I'm doing this is I will show you when we get into the campaign. I was hoping for speed or even accuracy. HP is not the best stat for it to fall into, and I'll wait on that one just for a minute. We'll see if we can do it. I do it a little bit differently. Now it's up to you on how you want to do this. There's a couple different ways. There's your starter, right? You want to have him in there so that way you are gaining XP. Some people like to fill in the rest with food champions, and we call them food because we need to, in order to upgrade this character here to a 4 star, so he gains stars. 6 is the max. So you can gain stars by feeding champions you don't want into your main character that you want, and that will eventually level them up. We'll go into more detail on that. But the 4 positions here, there's different experience. So right now, he's getting all the experience for this versus if I were to throw in 3 other. If I threw in 1, now they're splitting the experience 50-50. Now they're splitting it evenly 3 ways. Now they're splitting it 4 ways evenly. So this is a way to farm and level up champions. I like to do it like this, and you can disagree with it if you want. I want him to get all the experience that he can, and basically by that he levels up faster. And this is just the beginning. That strategy changes when I get up to higher levels and 12-3 and all that kind of stuff. So in the very beginning, this is what I do. And I'll show you what happens if we were to lose. Let's see if we can beat it. Hopefully we can beat it. We should be able to. There we go. So we were able to beat that. Now, if we get to a part where I can't beat it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a previous stage where I could beat it with just one, and then I'm going to throw in some food champs. So that way I can farm up the food champs, and this guy can go ahead and keep leveling up. And one of the other reasons I do it is because if I beat it with one or even two, honestly, you could throw in two characters and be just fine. It would still work. Is I want to 3-star this level. So that way I get basically the most rewards in the end. If I can't do it, then I'll go back and level up some people, and he's also gaining levels in the process as well. So it's just one of those things that a strategy that I like to use. I'd love to hear what kind of strategies you guys have that might be a little bit different. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways of playing it. Not one is more. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways of playing it, depending on how you want to go about doing it. And I'm in no rush really. I'm just kind of going through these initial first stages here. Now, what I'm going to be looking at after I get to a point where I'm far enough in campaign where, I'm feeling pretty good and I want a little bit of a change, I'll show you an area that you kind of want to pay attention to now in the early game because it's going to change what you're able. It's just more of a benefit, honestly, to do it early game versus wait until later, because you'll be having to farm or go through lower stages of this campaign when you're higher level, and the gear and rewards is just not helpful. So with that is we're going to want to focus on missions and challenges. Quest is also something you're going to want to do every single day. There's dailies. They're super easy. They're not that difficult. And you gain experience, some silver, different resources, gems, super important. And those they just kind of compound on each other into weeklies, monthlies, and you get some pretty great rewards if you're able to do them. And they're not that difficult. So they just take a little bit of time every day, just knock them out. We're not buying anything because it's a free to play. So challenges. This is something that you're going to want to focus on. So summon, this is champions are talking about summoning and upgrading and all that kind of stuff, different levels, different pieces of artifacts. So like this one, win 3 weapons from clearing stage 1 of Kurok Castle on normal. So I'm going to have to go back to the previous stage, which is what I'm talking about. We want to pay attention to it, knock this stuff out, and then progress. So that's something that I like to do there. And then dungeons, super important because I'll show you here in a second, but there's different stages. When you clear all of these and you do this, not only do you get rewards for doing each one of these, but then you also get this big reward for this one here, and that's an ancient shard, and that's how you're going to gain champions. That's super, super important. And then this one is arena, and when that's open, that's like the PvP aspect of the game. So when we get to that, I will show you what that is. We're not high enough level yet. But then here are the progress missions. Now, these ones are super important. They take a while to get through, but eventually you can get this champion here, Arbiter, and this is a insane champion. So we're definitely going to want to work to get her. In order to do that, you got to do your missions. You also get gems, a sacred shard, legendary books to level up these guys, more sacred shards, which you get either epic or legendary champions, and then honestly it just keeps progressing. But each one of these stages, this one has 76, this one's 75, and so on and so forth. But some of them are retroactive, where you do them before they're unlocked and they work, and it's no big deal. And some of them you actually have to be on this to basically progress. So like this one, clear stage 7 of Sewers of Arnok on normal. So that's where we were at here in the campaign anyways. So there's one for the challenges, right? And then there's the one for the missions. So I like to try and do them where they're the same. So what I'm going to do is go back to this one, get those pieces of artifacts, and then we'll go into this one and beat stage 7. Now, the more stars you gain on clearing these things, unlock these rewards down here, and they're super, super helpful. So something to also keep in mind. That's why I like to go through and do it with 1 champion. If you need to do it with 2, go ahead and use 2, and you can get those 3-star pieces there. Now, another area here, because you saw there were dungeons and everything, basically what we're going to do is down here, there's all kinds of different dungeons. So to ascend your champions, make them more powerful, and we'll go into that more in a different video. I don't want to overload you guys, but this is something you're going to want to go into. Try and beat the first level or so, first couple levels of each of these dungeons, just to kind of progress a little bit. Your missions will kind of push you into this direction anyways, so it would behoove you when you come to those missions, go ahead and knock these out. And the reason for that is, 1, you gain resources to make your champions stronger. However, in the tournament, you have a novice tournament. This is the first tournament that you'll ever have, and it's with everyone who just started the game just like you. Now, you get points by doing those dungeons, by progressing, and you get points for progressing in campaign. So everything you're doing is progressing, and if you were to get 1,000 points, each thing is worth a certain amount of points. You get basically 5-star speed gear, 4 pieces of. So that's going to be huge. That might be some of the best pieces you have on your account for a very long time. So this is something you're going to want to crank and grind and just dominate as best you can. You get shards, you get gems, you get a book. All these things are very, very important. So I definitely am going to be pushing to try and beat some of these guys up here. You get 2 days to do it, so there is time. So basically what I'm doing for the rest of the day is I'm going to be doing those very things where I can work on my champions, progression, and all that, because the ultimate goal is to get my first 6-star. And typically it's your starter champion that you're going to want to push to 6-star, unless you're lucky enough to pull some crazy awesome champion early game. Then maybe you're going to want to 6-star that champion. But in order to do that, like I was showing you in the tavern, this is where we're going to level up and all that kind of good stuff. To upgrade rank, he needs to be level 30. So he's 3 stars, so his max rank right now is 30. We're not there yet. However, when we are at that level, 3 of these slots will open. Meaning, I need to use 3 other 3-star champions. They can be 3-star level 1, which is, unless you're in like a champion training tournament or event, this is fine. But we'll go over that a little bit when there's an actual event or a tournament going on. Anyway, you could throw these guys into there. So 1, and then if we had 2 others, 2 and 3, then you'd be able to upgrade Kale here from a 3-star to a 4-star. His level will go back down to 1, and then you'll have to bring him all the way to 40, and then have 4-star champions to feed into him, and so on and so forth until you get 5 stars into him, and he becomes a 6-star, which is a huge jump. So that's what you're going to want to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on those things. And then as far as this, just so you guys are able to see it, this is where we summon in champions. I do have a primal shard, and the reason I have that is because they are doing a... what is it? It's some type of... here we go. Primal shard gift. It's free. Everyone if you were to start an account, you're going to be able to get this. For 3 days, you're basically going to be getting these primal shards and everything, and that's from mythical champions. I don't know a whole lot about those just yet. I'm going to look into it more and be able to explain them a little bit better. But the first few days, honestly, is just trying to get everything up to your progress here, and then honestly just working on your missions and challenges. And it's just a little bit of a grind at the very beginning, but this is where it all kind of starts. So I'm hoping that by tomorrow, basically, we're going to be first in our novice tournament. So we got one, so we get one more. First in our novice tournament, we're going to be progressed in some dungeons and everything, and we're going to be able to get into a clan and arena and all that kind of good stuff. I'm hoping to make my own clan. So if you guys are wanting to jump in and play along with me, that'd be awesome. We can all be in the same clan. I'm hoping to just have this open to beginner players, people who are, so we're all on similar level, but I'll be excited if anyone wants to jump in. So just let me know down in the comment section, and I will be able to get you my Discord information. I'll have it down in the pinned comment section. So if you want to join my Discord, jump on in, and we'll get you guys. If there's enough people who are interested, I will create a clan. I'll spend some gems on it. I have my main account. I'll just use that to create my own clan for this, and then I'll be able to pass that info on to you guys, and we can just kind of get this moving. So I hope you guys found that first beginner episode useful. If you did, just hit that like button for me. That would really be helpful. And if you didn't, just leave me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like, what you don't agree with, what your strategy is, and then we can grow together and get better at this. Because like I said, there's tons of different ways of playing and different strategies and all that kind of stuff. So we haven't even gotten to like the crazy controversial stuff. This is literally just starting the game. So we just unlocked that. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that on the next episode. So I'll see you guys here tomorrow.